What's up, guys? It's Chris here with the ZBK podcast. Before we get into episode 6, which is going to be great, I just want to take a second real quick on behalf of Josh, AJ, and I. Thank you guys so much for watching the video every week, liking the video, and subscribing to the channel and sharing with a friend. But this week is special. We're on the road to 50 subscribers. I believe we're 15 away. So if you will like the video right now, subscribe to the channel right now, and share it with a friend so we can hit that goal of 50 subscribers. That'd be great. Enjoy the video.
Guys, welcome to episode 6 of the ZBK podcast. How's it going, guys? Chris, Josh?
I'm all right.
Okay.
Hello.
Well,
Hello.
it's been another week in sports, and I mean, I know it's a dead period, but we have to start off with every episode with the highlights of the week. And so, Chris, what would be your highlight of this week?
Oh, my highlight of the week. I'd have to say today I got to watch Keegan Bradley in the Travelers Championship for golf. He won his first event for I think it's been at least 6 years since he's won a PGA Tour event. So good for the man getting to win back on the tour.
Okay. All right, Josh?
Dang, honest shoot, dude.
Clearly, you've thought about this, premeditated.
Yeah, the Grimace Shake being released.
I
I don't know, damn. Honestly, I don't know. As far as sports, I'll just say, I don't know. You just go. Let me think about it.
Okay. All right. I will also take a golf one. I really appreciate Ricky doing real well in the U.S. Open last week. He hasn't been very good in recent years, but him kind of rounding out back to form, I was happy to see. He was one of my favorite golfers for a while, and so I was happy to see him do well.
He was
I
in
believe
contention this week too.
second place, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Second
Open
place
second,
in
and then
Open.
he finished tied for 13th
Yeah.
this week.
So yeah, I'm happy to see him do well again.
Okay, actually, I just saw a video about I think it was the Nationals coach. He
Yeah.
got super upset about a call. The ump was calling terrible, dude. And it was he called a strike for a ball. It was way not even close to being a strike. He starts yelling at the ump, goes up into the ump's face. They're going back and forth. Bro gets on his knees and he points to the strike zone. He's like, it's here. And then he gets ejected and they're fighting. I don't know. You guys look it up. You guys can look it up and just look up. I'm pretty sure it was the Nationals fighting with yeah.
It
was
was
super
yeah.
fun.
And Nationals manager.
That was great. It's a great moment. All right. Look at that. You came up with a highlight of the week. Congratulations.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
And then we will segue into some soccer transfers. Let's talk about some soccer transfers.
Okay.
Some things have been happening this week. Not a whole lot, but some things. Kai to Arsenal has been basically confirmed. For us, not
We'll take a moment
excited
of
about that.
silence. Moment of silence on the pod.
Such an overpay. There's a meme. I'm not gonna repeat what the meme says, but it's like Arteta in his deep dark place thinking how he could turn an even worse soccer player back to his peak form. I'm just not a fan of the signing. It's an overpay. It's an overpay from a club that didn't have good production this year. He wasn't bad. He's not a bad player in general, but I'm just not hyped about it, especially for 85 million it's 65 million euros and 85 US dollars or whatever.
We will revisit this portion of the podcast when he scores you the winning goal in the Champions League next season.
That's fine.
No, but you know what?
Nice.
Thanks to you guys, we bought a football club. So
this is true.
We bought majority stake.
Yeah,
in
there
the
you go.
club.
We bought a zoo. I'm sure that meme is already exists on Twitter.
So yeah, let's talk some soccer transfers. We got that Kai Havertz one, which for you viewers of the pod is super hilarious because If you don't know much about soccer, Kai Havertz played for my club, Chelsea, and AJ, I would say honestly, in the whole footballing world, AJ's the least liked player or most bantered player has to be Kai Havertz. Chris can agree with me on this,
I,
that he
I
every week
absolutely hate Kai Havertz.
every week AJ would say this goes trash, bro. This goes trash. Kai Havertz. No one hated Kai Havertz more than this guy, and now his club signed Kai Havertz on honestly a pretty good fee for what he's played like. So it's really funny that it just came
Wait,
around
wait,
full
wait.
circle.
A good fee for who? For Chelsea? Yes. For
Yes.
Arsenal?
Yeah, for Chelsea. The frick is that, bro?
Um,
Bro, you
no,
guys,
but
you guys got all your money back. You paid what, 72 million for him from Dortmund or from Leverkusen?
very minimal. Yeah,
No,
very
they paid like
minimal.
you did. I thought you guys paid like 115. I thought it was
No.
like a
I think it was.
ridiculous
I think
transfer
with
at the
like
time.
with incentives, yeah, I think it got up to 150, like in the hundreds. But they paid like 72
Oh, okay.
flat, and now
Up front,
they just got
yeah.
65 back for him. Which,
Yeah.
according to some reports, it's like 50 flat and 15 in add-ons.
Mhm.
Depends on who you talk to, because each report is
Yeah.
apparently different.
I mean, it was great what we got back for him. He was a good servant to the club, but I'm glad we moved on from him. We'll talk about I would
Wait,
say
Josh, keep going, bro. It's a lot of Chelsea transfers in here. Keep going.
I would say
Yeah, I
okay.
was gonna say
All right.
Chelsea's involved in a lot of them.
So Koulibaly has been confirmed.
How much?
Mendy has been confirmed. Koulibaly was what, 23?
Okay, that's not bad.
I think it
That's
was
actually really
23
good for
mil.
him.
Yeah.
Mendy was, I don't know, like 7 or something like that. Not crazy, but whatever.
Yeah.
Who else was
Mhm.
confirmed? Mateo Kovacic to City for 30 mil.
Yep.
Was Ziyech confirmed?
Yes.
I think I don't know if it's like
Yes.
it has been, yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
so
Ziyech is confirmed now.
Yeah.
Kai
He's
Havertz,
going there.
Mason Mount is a big topic now.
Yeah,
I would
let's
say
let's talk that,
I would
because I know
say
the other day you were on a Twitter space listening to a bunch of Chelsea talk about Mount, and
Yeah.
I actually got on a Man United one today, and they were talking about it. But go ahead, I'll let you talk what Chelsea fans have to say.
Side note, highlight of the week /ish is, did you guys see KD hopped into a podcast saying KD is no
Yeah.
longer top 5?
Yeah, he was literally in Twitter space, and it was
Yeah.
like, is KD a top 5 player? And all they could talk about was his like in the rim presence.
Yeah, rim. Do you think you still hold a presence in the rim? Yeah, he was like dodging the question. Yeah, I mean, I still get to
That's
the
not what he-
rim.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to Mount. Yeah, so Mason Mount, 1 year left on his contract. There seems to be some kind of tension with his representatives himself and the club. I guess the last contract extension that we offered was like, I think I saw it was like a year for like somewhere around 200K
Yeah,
a week.
it was just a 1 year extension.
Which is I mean, I get his point of view 100%. I'm not hating on him. I'm not a big fan that he kind of was pushing to go to United. Just because, no hate against United, but we're now entering a era where you got Newcastle, you got clubs like Brighton that look really good. So it's just getting very congested up top, and adding a player like him with his age, with his experience already at his age, isn't really good for the competition on our end. But I do like United. They're a good club. Right now we are in a kind of dramatic saga.
As always, bro. As always.
I think our asking price is 60 mil. If I'm
Plus add-ons.
plus add-ons to make it like 65. I don't
It'd
know.
be like, yeah, I think your last counter offer was 60 plus 7.
You guys, do you know what the number was that you have left on the table? 55? Or 50?
I think it was 50 plus
I want
5.
to say, was it 55 something? Yeah, I was gonna say 55.
It was
Yeah.
50 plus 5, but we started off with like 40 plus 8, because like he's got 1 year left on his deal. Like, to be fair, our negotiating transfer team is garbage.
Yeah.
Absolutely awful.
You want to mention that one that you did for
Oh yeah, we could talk about Declan Rice.
just briefly, just mention what you offered for him.
Harry Maguire,
Oh
Anthony Alunga, and 40 million for Declan Rice. I hope West Ham looked at that offer and tore it up and laughed and called it back and said, "You're stupid," because holy crap, that is an awful offer.
Yeah, so there's some basis for you viewers. Reeling it back in, they have left 50 plus
No.
5 million add-ons on the table. They haven't left the negotiations yet. It's
They
on
have
Chelsea.
they okay. So this is like we talk about different.
No.
It's there's a few
No.
this side that says United have left it and they're going after different targets, which a couple we'll talk about later. And
Yeah.
then there's a couple that are saying they're still in it. They haven't walked away yet. So like we're
So
kind of in this like middle ground of who's really right here.
Limbo.
So
You're in
so
limbo.
I'm gonna probably lean towards they haven't left it. The other person they said they've looked at is Caicedo.
There's a couple more. We looked at
A couple
Rabiot from
different.
Juventus, and
Yeah.
then Taylor Booth
No.
from I believe he's in FC
Well,
Utrecht.
right now the biggest thing has been Caicedo, and I think
Yeah.
that's also because Chelsea are kind of leading in talks with Caicedo,
Yeah,
and maybe that's to put some pressure on them. But I'm probably leaning towards they're still thinking about it because they're not going to go spend 80 plus mil on a center mid when they've already said they need a striker and they need a goalie. Your club needs a goalie and a striker,
Mhm.
which you can agree with that. I think you would rather spend more money on a striker and a keeper than a center mid because you know your center mid position isn't great. It's not great. It's not absolutely atrocious. You have Bruno Fernandes up in there, but
You have Fred.
I think as a Chelsea fan, Mason Mount's been a great player for us. I wouldn't be upset if he left. I think he is going to leave, whether it be to United or whoever else. I just don't think that we can come back from all this stuff that's already gone around. I
yeah,
don't really like it personally as a fan. I think just briefly looking at it, I'm seeing Mason Mount's mindset. I think he's already gone, dude. So I think we just need to get rid of him, get the fee, move on.
before he leaves for free next summer.
Mhm.
We cannot afford to let him leave for free. So if this is it,
Right.
dude, we need to just get rid of him for whatever we can collect. I
Yeah.
think he's a replaceable player. I don't think he's like a Eden Hazard where it's like you do whatever you can to keep him on your club. I don't
Yeah,
think he's like a Reece James. I think Reece James is
Mhm.
more of a profile than he is.
future club
Um,
captain right there.
I'm not. I
Yeah.
think we're in the wrong in this whole situation. I think he also holds some blame. So I just think we just need to clear it out of the way and focus on more important things as a club.
Yeah, so I think okay,
Right.
right now United bid 50 plus 5. Chelsea's counter was 58 plus 7. So we're in like a 10 million difference here.
Mhm.
So I mean, dude, just meet in the
Mhm.
middle. We'll give you 55 plus 5, call it a day. Give us our freaking player. Like, dude, I'm just like, so I was listening to the Twitter space today and they were talking about, and the last question that I got to was they asked, what are your priorities? Give it your like their top 2 priorities for the summer. And the guy kind of like overshadowed goalkeeper. He said, look, if we don't like, we need a striker. He goes, Harry Kane's my dream signing. And obviously Harry Kane will always be the dream signing, but we're not going to get him, blah, blah, blah.
Mhm.
But he goes, I know we need a goalkeeper, but we need a midfielder more because as we saw at the end of the season, how old and slow Ericsson gets. He said Fred is not good enough and he's just not good enough and he doesn't play well enough. McTominay is not good enough. Like, so I think we have to do this Mason Mount deal, or we just have to pull the plug now and just go drop 80 mil on our entire budget on Caicedo. Let's just get it done with and do something else. I'm over it. I'm over the transfer sagas with the United every time.
Yeah.
Speaking of sagas, we touched on it. We'll go to Declan Rice. AJ, I know you guys have
boy, yeah.
a couple bids from you guys.
2 bids rejected already.
Which, and to be fair, on West Ham's part, I mean, they don't want to lose their best player. They're gonna let him leave eventually. But with that, like 75 plus 10 was your latest offer. They said no. Manchester City, as of 3 days ago, were expected to submit an offer to West Ham for Declan Rice. I mean, they're going to offer the bag, bro. They're going to offer 80. I guarantee they go in with 80, 85 immediately. Or they just say, screw the add-ons. We'll give you 95, 90, 95. Yeah, there's talks of them swapping Calvin Phillips in there, who had got very little game time.
Which would be good for them.
It would
for them.
They get a replacement CDM for Rice, and Calvin Phillips gets to go actually play minutes. It's interesting. AJ, what do you think? What are your thoughts on you guys not being able to lock in your number 1 target of the summer?
It just sucks because, like, you talk about United being bad at transfers. So is Edu. So is our board. Like, they just kind of jerk around with like these signings, like we clearly need midfielders because Granite has already left. That has been confirmed. And there's already talks about Partey wanting to leave to go to Saudi Arabia
Or
as
Juventus,
well.
that's new.
So there's already 2 midfield spots. Yeah. There's already 2 midfield spots that need to be filled. Like we cannot be playing around here. Like you need what these clubs are gonna ask for. So there's no reason. It's like in FIFA career mode or whatever when you go to sign somebody and then you go in super low and then they're like,
They'll walk
I will
away.
not listen to this, and they walk away.
You-
Yeah, they
you
walk
have
away from
offended
the
our
table.
culture.
Like, that's what
Yeah.
yeah. Like
Yeah.
it's really upsetting when our club does that. Like we knew the price. The price is going to be high for Declan. They already said he's got the English tax on him. He's got everything. Like
Mhm.
you cannot let Man City get him.
Yeah.
Like I know Man City's kind of baiting. Like West Ham's kind of baiting us to overpay a little bit with that.
Right.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
you cannot freely just let him walk like that.
No, you can't.
100%.
Like
No.
it's
I
just
mean,
one of those things where it's
think-
like
Think about he's England, he's English, and then think
Yeah.
about Caicedo. He's not English. Look at
Right.
their asking price is 80 mil for Caicedo, and then
80 mil.
think
Yeah.
and then think Declan Rice being English, and then same thing with Mason Mount. He's English, unfortunately. So
Mhm.
for some reason in England,
It's English
because
tax.
they're English,
Well,
Yeah.
because
English
so
tax, you get
there's a reason why, because each team has to have a certain amount of English
right?
players
Of course,
at the beginning.
of course.
So
Yeah.
you're going to tax your English players
yeah.
more.
Yeah.
All right,
Um,
fair enough.
But
You brought
so
up Caicedo. Go ahead.
yeah.
it's frustrating. I hate City. I hate that they can do this
Yeah,
every single year.
City basically gets to pick and choose whatever they want. I would assume all clubs that have good young talented players love transfer deals with City
Yeah.
because City will just be like, "Yo, we'll pay it."
Well,
Like
yeah,
like you don't have to sit at a table,
Yep.
yeah. And these players
and
love
like
it too
hash
'cause
out details.
they're going to get the bag, and they're going to go
Yeah,
win.
exactly.
They're going to win trophies when they go to City. So
Yeah.
it makes sense.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And then
yeah.
they're also speaking of more things, his notes here. Javardo to City for was it
Yeah.
100 mil?
Yeah, so they already agreed personal terms with Gavardiol. City did.
Yeah.
Leipzig will not sell him for less than 100 million. They want him to be the most expensive center back signing ever.
Which he's a great
Which
player.
is-
To be
He's
fair,
a great player.
he's
He's a good
23, 22, 23, 24, somewhere in there. And he's already proven himself on
not
some of
worth
the biggest
100
stages. Yeah, he is.
He's not
Yeah,
worth 100 million.
I mean, dude, if Harry Maguire
Over what they have already?
Look. But if Harry Maguire goes for 80 mil, if what'd you
English
spend on
tax.
Fofana? 65, 70 mil for Fofana?
Yeah,
Josh?
yeah, something
Like
something like that.
if those
Yes,
guys are going for that, like Man City could, I mean, they don't need it. And this is where like the Bible talks about greed. Like this is
I
the
was
kind
gonna
of greed they
say,
talk
like,
about.
is he really like any better than like Ake or
Yes.
Stones or Akanji?
No,
Like,
he's definitely the better
levels,
out of all of them.
he's levels better.
Yeah.
okay.
It's just
Like,
frustrating that him
and
it's
Ruben
just
Diaz would be the
frustrating.
perfect partnership for them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
or
just frustrating
Ruben
that-
Diaz or whatever.
It's frustrating that they are. I mean, this is like every single year, dude. I wish we could look at. I didn't think about it, but I wish we could have pulled up their transfers in the last 5 years.
I'll pull
But
it
it's
up. Keep
just
talking.
It's
Yeah,
frustrating.
yeah,
that they
you
can
can
do
pull
this.
it up.
It's frustrating that they do this every single season, dude. They're talking about they're gonna bring him in, and then they're looking at Declan Rice. If they pulled both those guys in, this is why City is always gonna be
Mhm.
number one in the
Always
Prem. Like
gonna be the number
it's
one.
just
Yeah.
frustrating, dude. And they just won the treble, so that's more money to their pocket, and that's like who doesn't want to join the club after that, you know?
Okay, are you ready for
Um,
this? Okay, so in the last season in arrivals, they spent 150 million on Erling Haaland for 60, Calvin Phillips for 49, Manuel Akanji for 18 million, and then Sergio Gomez for 13 and Maximo Perron for 11. And then they had a couple guys on free transfers and then end of loans.
I thought they bought Julian Alvarez last year too, right?
They bought him in technically last season, 2021, 2022. And they loaned him back to River Plate for the extra year. So City are good at this, bro. Like they spent 150 mil, but their departures were a total of 162 mil. So they made a $12 million profit, bro, last season. And then in 2021, 2022, they bought Grealish for 118 million, Alvarez for 21 million. So that total of 138. And then they sold Ferran Torres, Angelino, Jack Harrison, Lucas and Mecha And then some free transfers and loans for 93 million. But like they've just brought in so many players, like Ruben Dias and Ake in the same window. They brought in Holland, Akanji, and Julian Alvarez and Jack Grealish, and like
That's insane, dude. Think about that. They literally brought in Holland for 60 mil.
Yeah, well, to be fair, it was a release clause.
So
they paid.
dumb.
It was a release clause they paid, but
just think about if that release clause wasn't there, how much Holland would have gone for, dude. That's ridiculous.
So I mean, we'll talk about it
Probably
now.
150.
Oh, Mbappe. We'll talk about Mbappe because Mbappe's price that PSG put on him is they want 250 million plus bonuses and add-ons, so they could reach up to 300 million. If Holland doesn't have a release clause last season, I mean, imagine what Holland's worth this season now. Probably like 200 mil, right? 150 to 200 mil.
Yeah.
Like he's top 2 in the Ballon d'Or right now.
I think, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Mbappe stays another season and goes for free next season.
Well, did you see what he said?
No. Oh, he's gonna stay or whatever.
He said, I will stay or I will leave. If I leave, PSG need to pay me the 150 million that I'm owed. If they will not pay me that money, I will stay and leave on a free, and I will sign a free transfer with Real Madrid on January 1st.
Yeah. Yeah,
he was like openly candid about it. He was just like, I'm just gonna go to Madrid.
Well, no, like that. I mean, he's that kind of player. That's just how he is. He's a fraud, bro. I would take the fraud. Don't get me wrong. I'll take the fraud because
I think all of us would. I think all of us would.
But I think he leaves for free. PSG are gonna regret their lives, and he's gonna go to whoever wants him. Real Madrid or probably who he lands at, but you know, that's just it. If he goes to City, I will literally die. I will literally die, bro.
He won't. They'd have to give up
all our souls would die. Yeah.
They'd have to give up Holland for it. Okay, so Erling Haaland is currently worth 180 million on the market after going for 60 mil last summer, and Mbappe is also worth 180 million on the market.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
All right, with that, let's move on. That's enough Man City talk and transfer sagas. AJ,
what's up?
Baseball. Let's talk baseball. You just went to a baseball game on Friday night. So
Friday night, yeah.
Recap it, bro. We won, didn't we?
Yes, we won 11-3. It was first of all, the first pitch of the game was a home run for the Royals. So I was very I was like, seriously, like the first pitch, like
this is how we're gonna start this.
Yeah, but other than that, it was a really good experience. Got to sit behind home plate. You know, the Rays still out here selling tickets for very cheap. I mean, if you've seen any of the highlights from the games, that this weekend series has had a decent amount of people at it.
Yeah,
so I'm sure there's a big, it was a big boon for them. But it was a good time. I mean, 11 runs is nothing to scoff at. There was like a point in like the 5th inning, we were down, like we had 2 outs. And they kept giving up singles and doubles like it was nothing.
Yeah.
And just also an electric moment when like it was like there's like 2 guys on base with like 2 outs, and they took a meeting, or a manager came up to Jack Greinke on the mound. It was like, right, you know, get this guy like off the mound, get this guy out of the box. You know, we can't give it up. And literally the first pitch after was a 3-run home run.
Is that Jose Siri's home run you're talking about?
Take the lead. Yeah, Jose Siri, yeah. So place went nuts after that. So
11 runs is nothing compared to
nothing.
That's a whole game.
Yeah,
11
nothing
runs,
compared to the
whole game.
freaking Angels.
Whole game, 23 runs at the bottom of the 4th, dude.
25.
Yeah,
it was ridiculous.
25 total.
That was the total. Yeah.
Well, we were sitting there last night, and Josh randomly sends a picture, and is like, "Bro, what is this game?" And we look at the picture, and it's
you said in the chat, like, what is happening?
The Angels are up 23-0 in the bottom of the 4th.
I saw a tweet. Someone said, "Imagine a father brought his son to his first Colorado game."
And that's the game.
Oh my gosh!
And then more salt to the wound. More salt to the wound, and that is that after that game, the Angels traded for the Rockies' best player and got him.
Yeah, they did.
They got Mike Moustakas like after the game, and like they got his best player after they blew him out.
Bro probably met the coach in the locker room at the end of the game and said, "Hey, bro." Let me
Well,
join.
did you also did you see the tweet, the social media team's tweet after that score? Like
No.
the Rockies, they posted like the SpongeBob meme where like he has like a piece of paper and it says like final score, and then he throws it in the fire.
That's
Like no
perfect.
caption, nothing, just like final
Oh my
score.
goodness, dude. All
Baseball.
right. Well,
It's baseball.
segueing it
Yeah, it
into our
was a
next
good
segment,
time.
we're gonna be talking about cricket. In India
Yeah.
right now, Al Shari is leading.
The
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Let's talk about better things. Let's talk about the
we're
NBA.
big
All right.
cricket,
Yeah.
big
Big
Let's talk
cricket
about the
fans
yeah.
around
NBA.
here.
The
Let's
NBA
let Chris.
draft happened.
Let's let Chris lead us into this.
All right. Yeah. Let's transition into
Yeah.
our main segment of the day. We're going to talk NBA draft and offseason trades. NBA draft happened on Thursday night. It went. The top 3 picks went in the 3 people that were supposed to go. Wembanyama obviously goes first. The most hyped prospect out of anywhere since LeBron in 03. To be fair, and I'm like, he's great. He's got everything in his bag. But the people are calling him Victor Wembustyama because his first shoot around with the Spurs, he could not make a
I saw
shot.
that.
He could not make a shot.
Yeah.
So to be
I
fair,
was
probably
actually
Go
I was
ahead.
actually talking to somebody about that, and they're like, yeah, like, cause we just ended up talking, and like, cause I had said I was a Sixers fan, and he was like, yeah, I can't wait for Joel to drop like 40 points on his head, cause like he doesn't foresee that Wembanyama will do that well, and I mean, we'll see, cause the Spurs really don't have a bad track record with, first round generational centers, so
They don't have a bad track record with the first number 1 picks, bro. David Robinson,
that's
Hall of Famer.
true.
Tim Duncan, Hall of Famer. Now
Tim
Wembanyama.
Duncan,
So I mean,
so.
Wemby got to go to dinner with all of them the other night. And he posted, he goes, I've never learned more about basketball in my entire life than sitting here with these guys. So it'll be good for him to have all those mentors, and he gets the best coach in the league in Popovich. Dude, it was just, I mean, Mina just sat there and watched the draft, and like Justin, no, we talked about it before before we started the podcast tonight, that Charlotte fans were not happy with their pick.
Oh my goodness! All the reaction videos of like Charlotte fans picking Brandon Miller. No.
All right,
Why did we pick
okay,
Scoot Henderson?
yeah. Do you guys think they should have taken Scoot Henderson, or is Brandon Miller the right pick?
I think Brandon Miller's the right pick, man. I like the way they were thinking, because I think he's a complementary player. Because you already have a guy in LaMelo.
Mhm.
Like, and as much as that pains me to say, like, I'm not a huge LaMelo fan, but he is your star, and he does put up numbers. So I think getting Brandon Miller, a complimentary guy, to LaMelo, or at least like a guy who could be the second option, I think that's better than getting another ball heavy like guard. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like Scoot's not bad, but it's just one of those things where it's like you need better playmakers, especially in their front court. Because I mean, their front court is not very inspiring. So I think adding Brandon Miller really helps them there.
Yeah, Josh, your thoughts?
I think that the way the draft played out was great for each individual player. I think it was good that Scoot landed at Portland and that it played out that way. I think I like Scoot more than I like what's his name?
Brandon
Brandon Miller. Yeah, I
Uh,
mean, obviously Scoot's a
I,
better player overall, I would
he
say.
just, I mean, just even looking at videos after him, like his training and just his the way he got to where he is, it's just hard to not be impressed with how he is. Like that kind of training.
Mhm.
I think though it worked out great.
Mhm.
I think it was a huge statement from Portland as far as what's going on with Lillard, because he was not happy that they didn't trade away that pick. He was
Yeah.
not happy. And I think that's kind
Yeah,
of them. I think that's kind of them saying, you know what? I think they're gonna trade Lillard. They're gonna build around Scoot and
right.
get pieces to, because he's a great player.
Yeah.
You got what, Sharp, you got Simmons. They got
Mhm.
young good
Yeah.
players. And I think that it's a smart move by
Yusuf
them.
Nurkic still, I think.
Yeah.
It's a smart move by
All
them.
right, Josh, if they trade Lillard, give me your realistic landing spot for Dame.
Oh, geez, dude. It's kind of hard to tell you what because like who doesn't want him? I mean, I think Atlanta is kind of a someone that's kind of, I guess, what you would say front
A dark
runners ish.
horse?
I guess I
The
don't know, dude. Like,
frontrunners?
well, because they're talking about what was
Getting
the
trade.
trades? Let me look it up. Let me look it up. It was
Oh, with John Collins and all, and are
no, not John
they gonna
Collins.
send DeJounte? No.
I got it right here.
It should be, yeah.
Oh, here we go. Tyler Hero, Kyle Lowry, Jaquez,
You mean the
2027,
Heat?
2029 first.
Yeah, so Miami, yeah.
That's Heat, not
Yeah,
what did I
Miami.
say?
You said
Yeah, I
Atlanta,
was-
bro.
You said
Atlanta?
Atlanta, bro.
Never mind, not Atlanta, dude.
No, the
Sorry.
Heat are the front runners. That's
And
why I
they-
was
Yeah,
very confused, and I was like,
I got mistaken there. No, yeah, the Heat.
Yeah.
I would say they're probably looking more like it. But I don't know. Maybe we see something crazy happen. Maybe we see the freaking Lakers like just say,
yeah.
"Screw it, bro."
They're talking about talking about Orlando as well, like
Mhm.
as
Mhm.
like saying like Orlando could land them to like
Yeah.
put their young core over the edge,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And they have a lot to give in Orlando. They have a lot of
I-
firsts. They have a lot of
Right.
young pieces too that
I-
they would like.
I think a lot of teams currently could benefit from Lillard coming to their
a
franchise.
Damian Lillard, yeah.
Yeah.
It all
So, I
depends
don't
if
know.
Damian Lillard wants to go there.
Yeah. No. Well, you
Because
know what?
apparently he
Yeah.
doesn't want to go anywhere.
Yeah. I
I
think
think it
it's gonna.
changes
No.
though.
I think it's gonna
Yeah.
be.
He's been very
step-
bipolar.
Yeah. It's gonna have to be facilitated by Portland. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they're like, you know
Mhm.
what? We're gonna focus on Scoot and who we have. And honestly, they have
Yeah.
a good team, dude. I put some good pieces in there. They're gonna look really nice.
Yeah.
They're gonna look young. They're
Yeah.
promising, kind of like OKC, dude. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
It'd
So
be
we'll
good.
see.
They
Maybe
get-
playing.
Yeah, they trade Dame. They get a lot of first. Like they could take the OKC model and just start getting first.
Atlanta. they're gonna
Atlanta.
they're gonna trade Trey
Atlanta.
Young. They're gonna trade Trey Young for Damian Lillard swap.
It'd be
Uh,
awful.
I don't think either side would hate that, to be honest. I mean, you're getting the same caliber player,
Yeah.
just Trey Young's younger.
Mhm.
All right, let's just
Mhm.
keep going down the top 10. Amen Thompson,
Yeah.
going forward to the Rockets. Point guard. He's 6'7", man. He's 6'7" point guard. Like that guy's gonna have a lot of length on half 90% of the point guards in the league. AJ, what you
Right.
got?
So I have a little bit of gripe with the next two. I'm very worried that they also won't pan out.
Okay,
Just-
Oscar Thompson from Detroit.
Yeah,
and Anthony
Osawar, the
Black.
Twins. I mean,
Yeah.
congratulations on getting drafted back to back. That's very
Dude,
cool.
My
Yeah, I'm
favorite
sure
thing, yeah,
People will
my,
remember that forever.
yeah,
But-
my favorite thing about those twins, bro, is
Go
they're
ahead.
talking before the draft, and they're like, "How does it feel? You're no longer gonna be with your brother." And Amen goes, "Yeah, man, it's like going through a divorce. He gets to keep the PS5, and I'm stuck with nothing."
Yeah. I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that.
So, all right, what AJ? What's your worries about
So,
that in Detroit?
I'm a little worried. I'm a little worried about them. Both of them, I would say, because they played in the overtime league, and like the tangibles and like the size that they have, they should have been like just like killing everybody. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And they weren't really doing that. Like, I'm not saying they were scrubs or like they were bums or anything like that.
Hmm.
But I feel like the way that like as an NBA prospect, like they should have been like killing guys, like absolutely just running over people. And I mean, they could totally prove me wrong, like some players do. But I don't see, like, I'm worried about them because I don't know how well they're gonna translate coming from the overtime league. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's like because it's not like a G League where it's like pro, like it's like an extended high school sort of league, like college sort of deal, like one of those weird things.
Yeah, it's like the
So
in-between.
I'm very interested.
Well,
Yeah,
think-
the in betweener, and so.
To
But
be
I do
fair-
think Detroit got the better player in Osawar
Yeah,
than
but the thing with
Amen.
Detroit is now they have 3 guards who are good.
Yeah,
You know?
Cade, Jaden Ivey, and
Yeah.
Asor. But I think the thing,
Which
go ahead.
maybe not Cade, bro. Looking
Yeah,
at Cade's
Cade's looking
picture.
homeless right now.
Looking at Cade's picture, it looked like he was living on the streets of Detroit for the last 3 months, dude. Holy smokes,
Yeah, he's
bro.
looking rough. Yeah, with Detroit though, to be fair to the Thompson twins, bro, their team, they were the City Reapers in the overtime elite league. They went 14-1 in that league.
Right.
So they technically did run through everybody. Like they were blowing out teams 91-69, 109-84, 82-53, 108-80, 105-73, 103-65. Like they lost 71-61. It was their only loss of the year. Like, but they blew out the Holy Rams 124-68. Like, to be fair, I mean, you're right. It's worrying because they're not playing in the NCAA.
They're playing in a professional league, like even overseas.
That's what LaMelo and Lonzo did. Or Lonzo went to UCLA, but LaMelo played in the New Zealand Basketball League, bro.
Which R.I.P. Lonzo.
Yeah, but that's a pro. But at least that's a pro league, at least. Like, you know what I mean? That's like guys playing in Europe.
What guys have come out of New Zealand, bro?
I don't know.
I'm in Thompson.
But like, I'm just saying,
I think he was the right pick. I think he has a low floor.
He's not a bad pick. They're not bad players. They're not bad picks. I'm just worried about them.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, yeah. No, yeah. It makes sense. I mean, it's up to them. We will see in this season how they pan out.
Like,
that's how it is.
Yeah.
Right, because they'll get starting minutes for sure. Both of them. Yeah.
Come back here when Wemby gets a foot injury that takes him out for the whole season.
Like Chet Holmgren did.
Like Chet Holmgren.
Chet. Which, hey, dude,
bro,
I'm excited to
Chet
see
is
Chet
the
play.
biggest bum. Bro.
Come on.
Nah, Chet's back this year, bro. He's
Chet
rookie of the year.
Bum.
Chet's gonna be rookie of the year over Wemby, bro. Watch his face.
I wouldn't be shocked about that.
Scoot six man. Okay. So Amen Thompson's the right pick for Houston. He fits their team. He's a point guard. They need a point guard. Sword Thompson. Yeah, Josh touched on it. It's a crowded backcourt now. But Sword Thompson being 6'7", bro, he can go play the 3. So I mean, you can have the 3, the 1, 2, 3. Cade, Ivy, and Asor.
They're definitely going to play him at forward. There's no way they don't.
They should. And I mean,
how about your Orlando Magic, bro?
Yeah, taking Anthony Black, one of the two. You ready for this? Anthony Black is the least liked pick in the top 10.
I think he has a high floor.
It's because they also have a crowded. They also have a crowded backcourt. Yeah, they have Suggs and they have Cole Anthony.
Yeah,
they have to move on from one. And Markel Fultz. Yeah,
Jalen Suggs, bro.
I know he does.
I think Anthony Black has a very high floor, but
a low ceiling.
A low upside.
Like, you got a low ceiling, bro.
Whatever. I mean, it is whatever, you know.
But to be fair, he did say in his draft interview, he was saying like everybody's been doubting him since 8th grade. They said he wasn't going to go pro, and now he's pro. So I think he'll prove himself.
Right.
You'll see. I think in the next couple weeks, you'll see the Magic trade one of the 3 guys in the backcourt, whether it be Suggs, Anthony, or Fultz.
They traded to the Wizards.
Yeah. They said, so they can get infinite picks from the Wizards GM.
Yeah, with that, 7 and 8 were traded for each other. Bilal Coulibaly, who was Wembanyama's teammate.
The stupidest move I've ever seen. Me and Chris were sitting there watching it, and we're like, "Why'd they do that? What was the point of this? Like, did they get picks out of it?"
Yeah,
no.
The Washington sending 2 second-round picks to Indiana.
Oh yeah, like okay, like.
Yeah, it was.
I think he has a really high upside as well.
They're saying Coulibaly has the highest ceiling out of anybody in the draft this year.
Yeah, I think
he's a raw talent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he has his downsides, but I think we'll see. I don't know. The thing is with Washington, it's like, what are they doing? So
they don't. They're just throwing players together.
They're playing 2K Sim.
Walker
GM.
though, perfect fit for the Pacers.
Yeah, Jarius Walker's gonna walk into that starting lineup in Indiana. He's gonna be really good for them.
Well, he kind of fell a little bit.
Yeah, a
little bit, yeah.
Yeah, he didn't fall a lot, but I mean, we can just skip. We'll come back. But Cam Whitmore fell from top 5 pick to number 20. The Rockets were being mocked to take him at 4, and he ended up falling to them all the way at 20. I mean, like, that's a steal, bro. That's a steal.
That's a steal, dude.
Taylor Hendricks out of UCF going to Utah. Again, another really good pick in my opinion. Yeah, 2-way wing. A Florida boy getting to go to the league. It's just cool. I mean, hopefully he'll do better than Taco Fall did in front of UCF. So Taylor Hendricks will fit in well. Him and Marketing can flip flop the 3 and the 4 together. which brings
I
us
don't.
to
I don't think they hold on Markkinen though,
why
because they like Walker Kessler a lot. Because Walker Kessler's better.
Walker Kessler's a center. Markkinen's a 3.
Does
Yeah.
Markkinen? Oh, okay. I
Markkinen's
apologize.
a
He
no,
plays
you're
a
good.
3.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, did we
I
just
thought
hear
it was at
AJ
least a
say Walker
4.
Kessler is good?
Yeah, AJ used to bash on Walker
Yeah.
Kessler.
He's bad. I don't think he's bad.
Yeah, Markkinen plays the 3. He's 7 foot tall and he plays small forward.
I was gonna say I thought he played like the 4 or the 5.
Yeah, he can play them all, but in Utah he's been playing the 3 and the 4, mixing in with I believe it was Kelly Olynyk in Utah as well, playing the 4 and the 5 for them. Pick 10 was traded. That was Dallas's pick. They traded to the Thunder for pick 12.
That was stupid, bro. Why would you trade up
That
and
was
take him when
stupid.
he could have fell to you at 12? And you already
Yeah.
have Gideon Shy.
Yeah, it makes no sense from the
Who
Thunder.
knows?
What are
But
you doing,
to be
bro?
fair, Casey Wallace was talked about as one of the best point guards in the class this year. And I mean, the Magic could have taken him at 11, so I can see where the Thunder trade up to move out of that to hope that the Magic don't take a 5th guard for their backcourt.
Yeah.
But
I
the
was
Magic,
gonna say they took another guard.
yeah, they took a guard anyways, and Jet Howard.
Jeff Howard.
Dude, when that pick was
Jet
announced, the Twitter went. Everybody was like, "What the heck is the Magic doing, bro?" They took another guard.
All five guard lineup.
Yeah,
I
for
want to
real.
see it.
Small
Orlando
ball,
Magic all
small
5
ball.
guard.
Full attack.
Small ball, baby.
remember our
Yeah.
formation were full
Yeah,
swarm tactics.
Swarm tactics.
Sworn tattoo.
Yeah. And then the Mavericks ended up trading for Derek Lively out of Duke. Decently good center. I watched him a little bit this season at Duke. He's pretty good.
We're good with Luka.
But yeah, and then they ended up trading for Rashawn Holmes from the Kings. I believe they traded. I don't remember which pick it was. It was pick 24. They traded
24
and Rashawn Holmes for a future pick. So they got Olivier Maxence Prosper, who I have no idea who he is. I'm sure he's all right. But they got Rashawn Holmes to be a backup center there. Which, to be fair for the Kings now, moving Rashawn Holmes, he's making like $17.5 million this year. The Kings now have $30 million. They have $30 million in cap space, so they have some money to go play with this summer. I don't want to go too much into any more players because
leading into my favorite pick of the draft.
Grady Dick.
pick 13.
Grady Dick,
Grady Dick.
baby. Come
Grady
on,
Dick.
man.
Dude.
Time to get me a jersey.
Kansas boy, born and raised. Wearing his did you guys see his pre-draft interview?
Yeah.
Yeah, that ugly suit he's wearing.
Well, he said, wearing his Dorothy
That was
suit.
an ugly suit.
His Wizard of Oz Dorothy costume.
He knew he was gonna get drafted to the Raptors, bro. He was trying to blend in.
They were saying he's gonna go to Dallas, but
No, I like him. I like him as a prospect, but as a Raptors,
He's a sharpshooter.
you needed a guard.
Yeah.
But
you needed a guard because Fred's leaving you.
Yeah.
But
Fred's
it's
gone.
okay.
And then
We
can also
we went way past 10,
as
but-
well as the Lakers.
It's okay.
Yeah, I know. As well as like taking a guard as well, and
Yeah.
Jalen Hood-Schifino.
Yeah. My favorite pick was the Blazers, the pick before the Kings. So Keegan Murray plays for the Kings. The Blazers had pick 23. The Kings had pick 24 before they traded it. And the Blazers took Chris Murray, Keegan's brother, right before the Kings could take him and pair up the brothers. So I thought that was funny. Just for the Blazers to give a little, middle finger to the Kings. So that's the draft. It should be fun to watch these rookies play this season. Yeah. So we'll talk about some trades. We'll get right to that. All right. Talking trades. Let's start with 3-team trade with Boston, Washington, and Memphis. Originally, it was supposed to be Boston, Washington, and the Clippers. The original trade was Kristaps Porzingis going to Boston, Malcolm Brogdon going to LA, and then Marcus Morris from the Clippers going to Washington, and then Gallinari from Boston going to Washington as well. That trade fell apart because the Clippers are worried that Malcolm Brogdon's injury is long-term, and he won't be healthy enough for the season. So Boston moved on, and Boston and Washington called each other back and said, we still want to do this. So they called up Memphis, and Memphis said, all right, let's do this. And they, in all honesty, bro, I think they freaked out. I genuinely think Memphis didn't know what they were doing, because Boston said, here, we'll give you Marcus Smart. And Memphis said, okay, here's 2 first-round picks for Marcus Smart, bro. Marcus Smart is
way too much of an overpay.
He's 30 years old. He's won a Defensive Player of the Year. I get it. but he's 30 years old. He's making 15, 16 mil. Like, why are you throwing 2 first-round picks for him? And they traded Tyus Jones to Washington, who I think is a better point guard overall than Marcus Smart. But I'll leave it at that. Josh, what do you think about this 3-team trade?
I think it was overpaid, but I think that Marcus Smart will do good there. I think we were already talking about it, but you're not gonna have Ja for however many games.
25.
25.
Yeah.
You're not gonna have him for 25 games. Your Marcus Smart is gonna be your guy. And yes, I think. Shoot, man. I think it's rough because Tyus Jones was the best backup point guard in the league with Memphis. Like they would have been just fine staying with him. So it's kind of like, hopefully there's a lot of pressure on them, because if Marcus Smart doesn't do significantly better than him, then you just threw away
It's kind of like, why did you get rid of him?
You threw away your picks. Like Chris said, they freaked out. It kind of makes sense. Like, because Jones was doing just fine. Jones has been in your team already in that role. Like you guys would have been totally fine. So I don't know. It's weird. But then again, this whole freaking with the Wizards and stuff going on, I don't know what's going on there, bro. Like it's just been weird. Yeah, it's just been weird. Some things just don't make sense, and that's kind of what it is.
Yeah, I think Kristaps Porzingis gives Boston what they need to go back for a title.
No, on Boston's end, this is great. I think this is great.
It's great. It takes a lot of pressure off Tatum and Brown. Go ahead.
I'm of the different opinion of where I don't think it's that much of an upgrade. It's fine. It works. Like, I'm sure, but like, I'm just like, Tingus Pingus is not someone I think is gonna put you over the hump, dude. Like,
okay.
It's just one of those things where it's like,
bro.
He's a unicorn.
He used to be a unicorn. Now he's a 3-legged horse. Come on.
Yeah.
All right, AJ. Okay, you're saying this. Who would you rather have if you're Boston? Would you rather have Grant Williams and Al Horford or Kristaps Porzingis?
Here's the thing: Grant Williams and Al Horford work for them, though. Like,
But
I get
they're
it's like a tired thing because like they've had him for a couple seasons now. But like, if anybody's gonna get like Grant Williams, I understand. Like I'd understand why you wanted to move away from him because he doesn't do anything except play Yeah. He doesn't do anything except play defense and maybe shoot a 3 like once in a blue moon.
But now you have.
But like Al Horford.
Who?
What's his name?
Derek White.
No.
Derek White.
The center that was playing.
Robert Williams.
Robert Williams. There we go.
Yeah, he's good. He's good. And I don't like what Boston's gonna do is exactly what they did last year. They're gonna go to the 3rd or 2nd round and probably flame out to another team. I just the move works for them, but I don't find it to be like this is the championship move. You know, this is the piece to move them farther.
Says the Philadelphia.
It's a good move.
Fan.
It's a good move, but I'm not in love with it.
All right, coming from a bystander position, neutral, because Chris,
you're neutral.
Obviously Chris is a freaking Celtics fan, little rat.
Yeah, Celtics
fan. but I will say I think that it's great for them. I think Porzingis is going to be very good for them. I get what you're saying about Al. I think Al is an important player for them, not just on the court, but in the locker room.
Yeah, but he's 38 years old now.
Correct. I get it. I think it's going to be good for them.
But he still produces. That's the thing. That's the crazy part. Do
I think that Porzingis is going to be what takes the Celtics to win a chip? No, I don't think so.
No.
maybe. Who knows? Maybe.
Come back to us.
They got some more issues going on with their GM. Is that the right guy to take him there? Who knows? But I think it was what they did is a great move overall. I don't like Marcus Smart at all. I already told Chris I think he's a cancer to the team, bro. But
he's a foul baiter.
Which is cool. That's what outside people think. And dude, so I am a Celtics fan, but I'm a bigger Jason Tatum fan than a Celtics fan. So like the Celtics love Marcus Smart though. They
Hey,
absolutely
hold
love
on.
Marcus Smart.
Oh, this is such a lie. This is such a lie. He is a Celtics
Nah.
fan.
I
Before
said I
before
was.
Tatum, before Tatum, who
No.
was it? Before Tatum, who was it? Kyrie.
Kyrie Irving. Bro
You
has
cannot
the
lie.
shirt.
I have a
He
picture.
has
I
it.
have a picture
Yes.
on my phone
Yeah,
of
you
you
want me
in
to
a
explain
Kyrie.
it? You want me to, okay, you
Yeah,
want me to explain?
please,
Let me explain the
please.
Kyrie shirt. Okay,
Kyrie shirt.
let me explain the Kyrie shirt. Okay, so we were on a trip to Boston with my uncle, my cousin, my grandpa, and we went to a Bruins game. And I went into the store to buy a Jason Tatum shirt because he had just gotten drafted, but they had no Jason Tatum shirts. So the only other option, because I wanted a Celtics shirt, was to get Kyrie Irving. And that Kyrie Irving shirt was worn for 1 year
Fact check.
and
Fact
was
check.
never gone again.
Source, trust me,
I
bro.
check, yeah.
All right, fine, whatever.
Nah, but Marcus Smart's a Celtics legend. They love him there in the city of Boston. He gave
Yeah, I
everything
get
for
it.
them.
I get it. Yeah,
But
I agree.
goodbye.
He was there for a while, so we get it.
It's time to go. All right, moving on to the next one. Washington back in the moves here. They got CP3 in the Bradley Beal trade. We talked about that last week. But now they move CP3 to Golden State for Jordan Poole.
I love it.
I like it.
Decent business, yeah.
It's really good for Washington. It's great business for Washington. Jordan Poole comes in. He's 24 years old, 25 years old. He can be their top scorer now. He's the number one option.
Yeah,
He gets out of
that's gonna be great.
He gets out of Stephen Clay's shadow
Yeah.
in Golden State. He leaves
No more
Draymond
drama.
behind. Yeah, no more
No more
Draymond
drama.
drama.
Yeah, Draymond, yeah. He apparently once he got traded, he straight up already unfollowed.
Yeah, he unfollowed Draymond on Instagram as soon as he got traded.
Hear me out. This is what's gonna happen, bro. Poole is going to the Wizards. He is gonna be able to chuck up as many shots as he wants. No one's gonna care because the Wizards are still gonna be the Wizards.
Yeah,
Right,
He's
because
gonna
the
be
Wizards
able
are going to
to
be
develop.
bad, yeah.
We'll forget about who Jordan Poole is for the next 3 years, 4 years. He'll resurface, and we'll be like, hey, look, he's kind of like Bradley Beal. He's been there. He's kind of good, actually. He'll get his move to some franchise, maybe go for a chip, and that's it. It works. And now you got
It works.
now you got Chris Paul. Now you got Chris Paul at the Warriors, which the Warriors struggle every time Steph Curry's off the court.
Mhm.
So now you're gonna have your sixth man if they want to go that route. Maybe not. Maybe
They should.
maybe they shift Steph
to 2.
away from where he is. Now you don't have much pressure
Yeah.
on Clay, and now Chris Paul can be
Yeah.
there. Clay can still be there, but he's not gonna have as much pressure on him
Probably a
because
3.
Clay's been a great player in his career, but you can see he's declined. You can
Yeah.
see he's declined.
Yeah.
So and then they trade for LeBron James and they go win a chip. And I'm just kidding. No.
They'll
Imagine.
LeBron James. I think a lot of people would cry because
They
it's
would.
like, yeah, okay.
Did you see the Warriors' potential small ball lineup is CP3, Curry, Clay, Wiggins, and Draymond as a starting as a 5, which is good.
Yeah.
But I think we'll see.
I mean, I could see that happening in the season, this upcoming
Yeah.
season. Like
Lob
that might
City,
be
bro.
the starting lineup.
The
City.
pick and roll
Yeah.
game is gonna be great, dude. I'm not
Yeah.
even a freaking Golden
Kuminga,
State
baby.
fan.
Kuminga.
He's gonna
Yeah.
introduce him to a whole
Yeah.
new world.
Yeah.
I think
But
CP3 plays a 6-man
trash.
though. I think CP3 is gonna be a 6-man. He'll be in the running for 6-man of the year. I think it'll be good. It's a good change for Chris Paul. He can go chase his ring that he's always wanted. He said after his one appearance in the finals with the Suns, he goes, "I'm addicted to going to the finals." He hasn't been back to the finals since. So this is his chance to go for it again.
It's great. It's great for him.
But did he go too late?
I don't
That's
think
my
so.
question.
I mean,
Did
maybe,
he-
dude. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
kind of hard. I mean, dude, it's just the West
The West is so packed.
is ridiculous compared
Yeah.
to the East. It
Yeah,
is.
but
So.
this gives Golden State
Yeah.
good depth though that
Oh,
they didn't have
100%.
last season.
Yeah.
All right.
Right.
Let's go. We'll go back east. News came out earlier this week that Chris Middleton opted out of his $45 million player option with Milwaukee. Where does
Right.
where does Milwaukee go, bro? Where do they go
Well,
from here?
I saw some things. I saw that and I was like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. Milwaukee's not going to be where
Good.
they're at. But I saw saying something that he may have just done that to take another offer for less money to give the franchise more money to do something. And if that's the case, then they're going to be fine.
Yeah.
They're going to be fine. They're going to be
Yeah.
if not better. So I don't know. We'll see. It's kind of the news is still kind of fresh on that. So
We have nothing
we'll
else
see what
besides he
happens.
opted out.
Other they opted out because there's no real target destination for him.
I mean,
at the
Josh talked
moment.
about it before we got on. The Rockets are linked to like 27 players, and Chris Middleton's on that
Yeah.
list. And I mean, they could use another veteran there. So
I like him. I do
Right.
like him.
we'll see
People
what
hate on
moves from
him
there.
for the season he had, but you know,
Look, he's a good player.
he was injured.
He's a role player. He's
He was injured
enjoyable.
for
Yeah.
most of it.
Hey, he
Yeah.
knows his role. He plays his role really well, defensively and offensively.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I guess that if Middleton does leave, that makes the Sixers and the Celtics the favorites in the East to go at it in the years
Yeah,
to
I
come.
mean, yeah, we'll see
Yeah.
what the Sixers do.
They have
Trying to
Yeah.
fleece people with
yeah,
Tobias Harris.
Let's skip to that.
Listen,
bro.
bro, if we can get that hag off our payroll, I'll take it.
Dude,
I don't care. The guy's on a super max.
I told Chris they thought they were negotiating with the Washington Wizards, bro.
Yeah, did you see that? Me and Josh talking about the
Yeah,
the
the ridiculous
Cavs.
3-team trade.
No. The Cavs and the Sixers were talking, and the Cavs wanted Harris.
Okay.
The Sixers asked for
Yeah.
Jarrett Allen, Evan Mobley, and first-round picks for Tobias Harris.
They're on drugs. I don't know. Like, there's no Tobias. Tobias is if you're a championship team, like if you're a team who like regularly goes to the championship or to the semis,
Yeah.
you probably want him because he's good depth and he does what he does. He plays decent. He plays pretty decent defense, and he scores. He scores occasionally in
Yeah.
bunches.
You see what his dad said?
But he
They moved him to the corner.
No,
He's an
yeah.
assassin. He's
Yeah,
an assassin scorer.
the Sixers apparently the Sixers misuse him.
Mhm.
But as far as I know, he just sits around with his bloated contract and makes us lose in the second round every year. But I'm glad that we're shopping him because
Yeah.
it's been long enough.
time.
I'm not happy with Tobias. Yeah.
Yeah, so you mentioned the 3-team trade, and here it is. It would be Dallas Mavericks, Phoenix Suns, and the Sixers. Dallas would receive DeAndre Ayton from Phoenix. Phoenix would receive Tobias Harris from Philly, and then Philly would get Christian Wood on a sign and trade for 3 years, $63 million, and Maxi Kleber or Reggie Bullock for Tobias Harris in return. So I mean, I think that suffices everybody's needs. Christian Wood becomes a power forward for Philly or a good backup center for Joel when he goes out for his 40 games a year with his knee injury. Tobias gets to go to the Suns, and the Suns get another sharpshooter.
Compete, yeah.
Does Tobias Harris become depth for them, or does he go like, do we just throw in starting lineup players here?
He would definitely be on the bench. Because I mean, the spots that he could play, which is small forward and power forward, are already taken. So
yeah, but if you trade DeAndre Ayton, could you go Beal and Booker if they re-sign a Kogi or whatever, and then you have Tobias Harris at the 4 and Kevin Durant at the 5, and there's your small ball lineup.
I don't like KD at the 5, or I don't like Toby at the 5 either. They're both not great. Like, because they don't rebound. That's why.
That's like Draymond playing the 5, bro. Undersized.
Yeah, so it's not great.
It's all right. Josh, I know you've talked about DeAndre Ayton has to go out of Phoenix. Do you think that's a good move for all those teams, or do you see them needing to go elsewhere?
I don't know. Like I said, we were talking about Ayton. Like, I think he's got the potential. Like I said, I compared Ayton. There was a trade about Ayton coming to us and we giving up Zubac and Batum and Covington. And I was like, I don't really want him just because I think he has the potential to be a good player, but to me, he's kind of like Kai Havertz is to AJ. Like, no, thank you. I don't want to take that risk. Not too
bad that happened to me. Sorry.
I think, I think for him, I think it's kind of over for him at the Suns. Like we already talked about it on the podcast before. I think wherever he goes, he's just got to be embraced, kind of like a Westbrook was embraced by us. And I think if he's embraced by the team, the fans, I think he'll be fine. Wherever that is, who knows? I don't know. I can't really tell you where he should go. But I think wherever he goes, it has to be somewhere that they're gonna actually want him.
Yeah, that's fair. I like that. I mean, we've talked about for weeks. Ayton just he's got to find greener pastures, and I think they're working towards that, and he's starting to see that. So we'll see where that goes. We still have the whole offseason ahead of us. All right, final trade that is being rumored right now. Josh brought this up. Paul George again
Mr.
to the Knicks.
PG.
Josh, what was that trade? Paul George for the Knicks?
Um, we get RJ Barrett, Emmanuel Quickly, and 2024 first, which I told you if we were to get a trade, I like it because we're going and we're kind of moving towards like a future. The
Yeah.
2024 first is nice.
Yeah. They said it would be the
Mhm.
Knicks first next year and then Dallas's pick.
Yeah. That's nice
Right.
for us as far as like what we're doing,
Mhm.
The thing that scares me is we've never done that. We don't plan for you know what I mean? Like
You
we do
traded
not plan
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander for Paul George.
Yeah,
dude,
for Paul George. Yeah.
I don't even want to think. I try to not even think about him because I really like him.
Shea, bro, dang.
hmm
Looking back, bro, would you
why
rather? Do you like? Obviously, you're gonna regret it, but could you imagine if you had Shea now, bro?
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's kind of like I don't know why I pick teams that like to give players like Shea and KDB ups and but it is what it is. I think it's a great move. RJ Barrett is a good player. He's kind of like he's also has potential if he can hit his shots and not airball city.
Yeah.
I think Quickly is a great player as well. I think he'd be a good player for us. And that's honestly the 2024 first excites me more than the other two players, to be honest.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say you're getting good value for a guy who like kind of is in the entering his twilight of his career and also plays half a season. So I think anything that has anything of value in it in a trade, you should probably take immediately.
No, 100%. And I think that PG is
Yeah.
would be great for the Knicks.
Yeah.
You got PG and Brunson
Right. Because
And
they need a
they-
legitimate star.
And they
Yeah.
still have
Yeah.
Randall there too, and Mitch Rodman.
and Randall, yeah. So
Right.
I think that would be great.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. And my other thing is PG is just too hurt for us,
Yeah.
and we'll get game time out of those guys.
You
But
can't
it's
have
just
you
kind
can't
of
have PG and Kawhi together anymore when they're both injury prone.
no. And we still
Right.
keep
You
Kawhi.
can only have one of them.
I think it would be good for us though. Those firsts are really intriguing to me. So I don't know. I don't know what they've kind of stepped back. They were kind of like going crazy about it, and now the Knicks have stepped back because they're looking at PG's game time and his injuries as well, which is
Yeah.
100% reasonable thing to look at. So
Yeah, but Paul
We'll
George's been linked with the Knicks for years, even when he was in OKC and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So
even when he was
it's
Yeah.
good. It should be
or
good.
the Lakers. I don't know.
Yeah.
yeah,
All right, we'll see.
Yeah.
Should be good. It's gonna be a fun off season. There's still a lot more to go. We still have a lot more time to figure out more trades, and Damian Lillard can still get moved, and there's a lot of players that could get moved. Draymond Green is about to sign a new extension with the Warriors as of today. New long-term deal with them.
shocker.
Well, to be fair,
Yeah.
Sacramento was apparently interested in him with their new cap space. And then it came out that the Memphis Grizzlies were interested in Draymond Green as well. So, which would be interesting to see, would have been interesting to see Draymond go to Memphis after their, rivalry that they have together.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all we got for the NBA today. That was a great main segment. A lot of stuff. There's a lot of good, a lot of fun, and a lot of hope for this coming up season in the NBA.
Yeah, it's exciting. The
it is.
offseason exciting for both
Yeah.
NBA and football.
Yeah,
It's gonna be good.
there's a lot. I know there's a lot of sports we don't talk about yet. Like we don't in-depth baseball, we don't in-depth football, but I mean, we'd love to, but there's just not much to talk about. So
There's not much activity going on
Like-
in those eras.
yeah, me and AJ sat for like 10 minutes the other day, and we were like, "Bro, can we talk about football at all?" And we were like,
Yeah.
"No."
And then we're like, no, because nothing
going through
came
the list
out.
of
There's
stuff, and we're
nothing. There's
like-
no new news.
Yeah, there's nothing out there. So if you guys want to see baseball and NBA, or baseball and football, it's coming. Give it time. We're gonna try and do a baseball segment in a few weeks when the All-Star game hits. We have something really cool for that, I hope. And then NFL is coming up soon. We'll start talking some fantasy football and
fantasy.
some other cool NFL stuff. So bear with us if you're looking forward to that. Thanks for sticking with us as we
What about the light goal? New light goal.
Like goal. We didn't hit 30 this week. I think it's because everybody wants to see AJ get punished every week. Because we had our highest.
AJ gets pied in the face. We're swapping it on him, bro.
30 likes for AJ to get pied in the face next week.
Yeah, I'll take that.
To be fair, I mean,
Yeah.
last week when we had AJ for his like goal, we had 60 views and over 30 likes. This week we had 45 views and 19 likes. So I think we just got to continue to get AJ's like goal because more people just want to see AJ's like goal.
You guys are scammers because you literally just wanted to see AJ seeing, and then we had people take likes.
Yeah.
Get out of here, guys. Get out of here.
We had 31 or 32 likes, and now we're down to 28, bro. Who unliked our video? Come on, man. Come on. All right, so
It's fine. I mean, if it's for the good of the pod, I appreciate you guys. I'll do anything within reason. But yeah, I'll if we hit 30 likes again this week, I will pie to the face.
30 likes this week. If we hit the 30 like goal next week, and then the next pod, AJ's gonna bleach his hair and get earrings. All right, let's get it, dude. Let's go.
All right. With that, thanks for joining us today for episode 6. As we journey through everything in the NBA and soccer. We appreciate the love and support every week that you guys give us, and the views, the likes, the unlikes. For some reason, we still love you and appreciate you for watching. Stay tuned next week for more action, more fun stuff to talk about, more moments that we get to share together at ZBK. With ZBK, I'm Chris. Thank you to AJ and Josh for joining us this week, as always. It's always a fun time. So in the meantime, keep your head in the game. We'll see you next week. Peace.